Come on, Team Cowboys!
Angry Cowboys fan, are you down to ride? Angry Cowboys fan, are you down to ride? Drop a like on the video, go ahead and subscribe.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the angry Cowboys fan, and every Dallas Cowboys fan, as well as Philadelphia Eagles fan, now knows the Dallas Cowboys star special teamer Kavontae Turpin has been involved in a run-in with the law. I'm not going to get into the specifics because we don't do that on this channel, but what I will speak on is similar situations, as well as when one player slips up, it makes room for another player to capitalize on their misfortunes. So let's talk about that a little bit more during this video's Raw and Uncut. Get ready for the angry Cowboys fans' Raw and Uncut.
Keeping it real, man. Keep it real. That's real.
First and foremost, Cowboys Nation, I want to send prayers to everyone that's been affected in these floodings in Texas. May God be with everybody that's affected, everybody that's searching for somebody, everybody that's lost somebody, and everybody that's just trying to pick up the pieces. May God be with you all. I am praying for you all. But okay, Cowboys Nation, each one of us knows that Kavontae Turpin got into a little hot water when it comes to law enforcement. I don't want to get into the specifics because that's his business. It's not my business to add to any of the drama. But what I do want to talk about is the implications to his season, while also giving another wide receiver potential to make it to the 53-man roster. But I can't do that without going to an article just to give a little context, because we have to compare the situations. Not going to get into whether he did it, whether he didn't, and all that stuff. That's just not the angry Cowboys fan. But we're going to go ahead and read something from CBSNews.com. All right, Cowboys Nation, here it is, CBSNews.com. The article, Dallas Cowboys wide receiver Kavontae Turpin arrested in Allen court records show. So we're going to be talking about that a little bit. Going to read this article. Dallas Cowboys wide receiver Kavontae Turpin was arrested in Allen Sunday morning for weapons and marijuana charges, according to Collin County court records. Turpin, 28, was booked into the Collin County Jail for possession of marijuana and unlawfully carrying a weapon. 2 misdemeanors, records show. His bond amount was listed at $500. I believe it was $1,000 on the weapons charge, so $1,500 altogether. Now, it says Turpin signed to Cowboys after impressive USFL season. The Cowboys signed Turpin, a TCU alum, to a 3-year contract in 2022 following his breakout performance in the USFL. But Cowboys Nation also knows that he just recently signed another contract that would keep him a Dallas Cowboy for the foreseeable future. We are so happy that that happened. But let's go ahead and go back over to the office so I can give y'all my Raw and Uncut. Gross. Man, I don't know. I just don't like reading stuff like that. But while Kavontae Turpin is a mastermind at special teams, he was barely used in the offensive makeup when it came to the offense through Mike McCarthy. When he was used, he was able to capitalize on a number of different occasions. Y'all remember that kickoff against the Washington Commanders where he took it to the crib. Y'all remember that slant route where he took it to the crib. That was pure gold, Cowboys Nation. Well, with this trip up with the law, this could add a question mark to this offseason. As our wide receiver room continues to be fleshed out, we look at some of the players that could make the team due to this league's punishing Kavontae Turpin with his current run-in with the law. In 2023, Marcus May of the New Orleans Saints was suspended for 3 games for his first DUI. We can look at our own Sam Williams when it comes to the possession of an unlawful firearm. There was a recent case involving Dallas Cowboys defensive end Sam Williams, and it kind of highlights this as he received a 3-game suspension for violating the personal conduct policy, and it was due to charges of unlawful weapons carrying and other offenses. This could cost Kavontae Turpin 3 to 6 games, a 3 to 6 game suspension this upcoming season. But with Kavontae Turpin's latest fate, this could open the door for 2 Dallas Cowboys players. One, Trayshawn Holden, and 2, Deuce Vaughn. The Dallas Cowboys would need somebody to take the reins of kickoff and punt return while Kavontae Turpin's on the bench. I believe that Deuce Vaughn could take his place and not have too much fall off. He brings that speed to the position. He's a nice ball carrier, and I've always wanted to see Deuce Vaughn in that backfield with Kavontae Turpin doing returns. This could also help the running back situation by adding Deuce Vaughn to the backfield. If you go with Trayshawn Holden, you give the wide receiver room another target for Dak Prescott. But we don't know what Trayshawn Holden's returning looks like, but we do with Deuce Vaughn. But there's a hunger within Trayshawn Holden. There's a hunger that I would like to see out on the field, a passion to make it to the league and be a factor for the Dallas Cowboys. Y'all remember his interview, right? He's coming for heads, Cowboys Nation. This could be his opportunity to make it to the team and make an impact in this league. But for Kavontae Turpin, I wouldn't worry about any prison time. If the judge gives you a $1,500 bail, there's a huge likelihood that you're not going to see prison. There's nothing that you need to worry about. What he should be worried about is the suspension from the NFL. What will the NFL hand down? As I stated earlier, he may be looking at a 3 to 6 game suspension, but I don't believe he would be released by the Dallas Cowboys. I don't think this would be the end of his contract. I believe it would be a learning experience for Kavontae Turpin and a lesson learned by Turpin. Once he gets done with his suspension, it'll be the first day of the rest of his life being a Dallas Cowboy with a record. Hopefully, if he does everything that he needs to do in his sentence, he'll be able to erase that from his record, and he'll be able to move on from this situation. But Cowboys Nation, I hate when stories like this hit the media. I hate when they air it because I feel like I'm airing a player's business out there. I try to take the stance that this isn't football, but it certainly does affect our Dallas Cowboys team, so something has to be said. I hope for the best possible outcome for him, the team, and the situation. From what I'm reading, nobody was hurt in the situation, which is a good thing, but rules were broken, and we will have to answer for said rules. But in the meantime, the Dallas Cowboys have to plan for Kavontae Turpin's suspension and what they're going to plan to bring for that kickoff and that punt return, because we really don't know if he's going to be suspended for this year or next year. Being that training camp hasn't started yet, you would figure that the suspension would be for this year. But what do the Dallas Cowboys plan on doing? But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. Cowboys Nation, how do you feel about the Kavontae Turpin situation? Do you feel there'll be a suspension? And if so, what should the team do until Kavontae Turpin returns? Y'all know how we do. We always talk about it in the comment section. But if you're digging this content and want to help the Angry Cowboys fan reach 20,000 subscribers, drop a like on this video and please consider sharing it with anybody that you know is a Dallas Cowboys fan. If you are DC for life and have these players back on and off the field, depending on what it is, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release a video, podcast episode, film breakdown, or Madden 26 and College Football 26 gameplay. We all know that the Dallas Cowboys organization is a second chance organization. What did they used to call the Cowboys? Second Chance Valley Ranch? Well, let's give Kavontae Turpin that second chance while also figuring out what the team needs to do during his suspension. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys fan, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.